Hi everyone, welcome to the Recovery Channel. My name is Toski. Peace, love, and abundance to you always. In today's video, I'll be telling you how millionaires' habit builds lasting wealth, while gamblers' habit quietly drains your financial future. Now, let's imagine two people being given 10 million naira each. Mr. A uses his 10 million naira to start up a business, whatever kind of business that he understands, while Mr. B uses his money to place a bet. Who do you think will become successful? Let me know your answer in the comment section of this video. Mr. A sees wealth as a tool to wealth creation. Mr. A sees money as a tool to wealth creation, while Mr. B sees money as a ticket to excitement, a ticket to feed his dopamine rush. These are two people with same starting point, same amount of money, which is 10 million naira, but their habit and their mindset are worlds apart. Their mindset are worlds apart. Mr. A will always ask himself, how can I make this money to work for me while I'm still asleep? How can I make this money to grow steadily over the years? While Mr. B will always ask himself, how can I use this money? How can I double up this money? If I just place a bet, maybe I can double up the money and get 20 million naira overnight. So these are two people with different mindset, and their mindset determines their destiny. That is why we have the rich people and the poor people in the society. In my last video, when I talked about four money hack, you can go back and watch the video. 4 budget hack. I talked about 4 budget hack to save your money and cut unnecessary expenses. I made mention that wealth has basic principles. And if you fail to understand the basic principles of wealth creation, then you will become a gambler. You become somebody that will have 10 million naira, and then at the end of the day, the money is all gone. So once Mr. A receives his 10 million naira, the first thing he does is to set aside a certain percentage of that money for investment. But Mr. B will always want to use the entire money to place a bet. Mr. B will always think of doubling the money. And little did he know that the odds are always stacked against him. So millionaires believe in compound interest. Millionaires believe in building wealth steadily. Wealth doesn't happen overnight. When I was thinking of the kind of business, what type of business I should go into, I knew I would be going into agricultural business, but I was actually thinking which type of business in the agricultural sector can give me sustainable and lasting wealth. So I made my research, and then I finally decided to go into oil palm plantation. I knew with that, oil palm plantation is a long-term project, but it will give you generational wealth. You continue harvesting your oil palm for years to come. And even your grandchildren will also come in and benefit. Your children will also come in and benefit. So I made my research and I knew all of this, and I decided to go into oil palm plantation, which was a long-term investment. So this is the mindset of a millionaire. I'm not saying I'm a millionaire already, or I'm not a millionaire. I'm just, I'm in the middle. I'm trying to, put my foot somewhere. So for the purpose of this video, I just have to say this. I just have to say this. Millionaires think long-term. They think of compound interest. How can this money steadily increase over the years? But for a gambler will always think that he can double up that money in split seconds. That's why they go into aviator betting, where they can easily spend their money in 5 minutes. And like I said earlier, the odds are always stacked against you. So you either decide to become a millionaire or you can decide to become a gambler. But at the end, they usually say the end justifies the means. So at the end of the day, if you want to become a gambler, then the end will always justify the means. You always see yourself backwards. The same person that received 10 million naira with you, same starting point, but because of your mindset, because you use the mindset of a gambler to, attack your money. You attack your money with a gambler mindset. And at the end of the day, you become poor. You become a poor man. While the millionaire steadily increases his money, invests his money into assets, invests his money into, real estate. And at the end of the day, he becomes wealthy. He becomes wealthy. So it's left for you to decide, what do you want? Do you want to become a gambler or do you want to become a millionaire? Another thing is millionaires read books. They read books. They invest in education. They know that lasting wealth comes with knowledge. If they don't have the knowledge to build lasting wealth, their money will disappear like a gambler's money. So millionaires invest in education. Millionaires invest in themselves in terms of education. They read books, they buy books, they listen to, investment podcasts, and also they watch videos like this. While a gambler will always follow punters. A gambler will always, follow the betting sites. A gambler is always thinking of how to double his money. So these are two different people with different mindsets. And at the end of the day, the end always justify the means. Mr. A, who is a millionaire or who intends to become a millionaire, will always make calculated risk, will always think of risk management. A millionaire will always diversify his portfolio, and he will always make sure his properties are properly insured, his business is insured. So they make calculated risk. While a gambler is always addicted to risk. A gambler is always addicted to risk taking. Because going into gambling is a risk and there's no insurance for that. You can't go to an insurance company and tell them that you are a gambler and then you would like to insure your money or your property with them. You want to gamble your property and then you also want to insure your property. They will just look at you like a fool. They would look at you like someone that, does not know what he's doing. So you always see a gambler being addicted to risk, and a millionaire or somebody who is intending or is in a journey to become a millionaire, the person will always be very mindful and, will always take calculated risk. Always take calculated risk to make sure his money is safe. Even though business itself is a risk, but taking calculated risk is better than, being a gambler. Millionaires also think of long-term goal. They don't look at short-term goals. They look at long-term goal. Like I told you earlier on, I went into oil palm plantation, not thinking of short-term goal. I've not gotten anything out of that. I've not made any profit out of. I started oil palm plantation 2 years ago, and I'm yet to make any money out of it. But rather, I'm investing into maintenance of the oil palm estate, and I know that the money will come. I know that the investment, there will be return in investment. So that is how millionaires think. But for a gambler will always think of short-term excitement. And there's no lasting wealth that comes quick. That is what you need to understand. If you are watching this video and you are a gambler, you are addicted to gambling, you need to understand that lasting wealth takes time. Recently, Dangote just built a refinery. It became operational early last year. Is it early last year or early this year? So there was a time that he was on an interview, and then he was questioned about the return in investment for the refinery, and he said that he cannot even get the money back in his lifetime. It's a big investment that he cannot have 100% return of investment within his lifetime. But he knew all of this, and then he still went on to, invest in this business. So millionaires think long term. They think long term, while gamblers think short term. So a millionaire will always write his long term goals, 5 years goals, 10 years goals, 20 years goals. He will always write his goals down, and he will work towards that. While a gambler believes in short term, like I said, he believes in getting the money quickly. He believes in doubling up money. He thinks that 10 million naira that he has, he can make another 10 million naira overnight. But the odds are always stacked against you as a gambler. Neurologically, gambling triggers the same urge as drug addiction. That is why the urge to gamble is always very powerful. Millionaires' habit, at the other hand, creates a slower and steadier dopamine rush through achievement and security. The practical takeaway in this video is that you have to automate your savings. You have to invest in business that you understand. Gambling is not an option. Gambling is not a route to financial freedom. It's only investment and thinking as a millionaire, like a millionaire. That is the only way you can achieve financial freedom. So if gambling is a problem to you, if gambling is your problem, you have to seek help. You have to seek help. You can contact Gamble Away or Gamble Pause. I've put their web link in the description of this video. So you can go to the description of this video, check for Gamble Away or Gamble Pause, go to their website and contact them. Tell them that you're addicted to gambling. They will give you a therapist. They will link you up with a therapist that will help you. So you have to think like a millionaire. That is a practical takeaway in this video. And I just hope this video will help somebody out there to start thinking like a millionaire. Do not think like a gambler. Think like a millionaire. Now I want you to look at your daily routine and ask yourself, am I Mr. A or am I Mr. B? Any decision you make, from savings to investments, or even if you choose to gamble your money, place a bet with your money, these things shape your financial future. And it decides if you become rich or if you become poor. And I just want you to understand one thing, that millionaires are not born different. They only practice different habits. So I want to ask you, which habit are you going to practice today? Is it the millionaire's habit or the gambler's habit? Let me know your reply in the comment section of this video. My name is Toski and this is the Recovery Channel. See you in my next video. Bye.